Welcome back to our third week of adulting and crafting. Hopefully you have been having a good time putting together these craft kits. I know I have had a good time making videos. So today we are making bookmarks because, hello librarian. I've also learned that as a librarian, sometimes you have to remake things, reuse things. And so a few years ago for a summer reading program, we had the theme superheroes, and I bought a whole ton of trading cards. And the trading cards, I thought that we weren't going to get quite as many as we did. We got a lot. So therefore, I have a whole ton. Thought it'd be kind of fun to make bookmarks out of them. So we are going to make bookmarks out of trading cards, but we're going to also add this really cool box braid on top of it. So you can kind of see, as I get it a little closer, you can see the cool, it has like two loops on each side. So I'm going to show you how to do these. But instead of seeing my shining face this whole time, I'm going to actually point the camera down to the table. So pause, I will be right back when I'm facing the other way. Hello and welcome back. We are going to work on doing our cool box braid on the top of our bookmark. So I did Iron Man this time on this bookmark with this neato box braid, and this time we're going to do on Spider-Man and Dr. Doom. So it looks like they're fighting over the ribbon. So the first thing that you'll need to do, if I haven't done it for you, is go ahead and string your ribbons through. Both of them need to be through, and go ahead and make sure that they're basically square in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. You can kind of see how they're basically square. All right, so now we are going to work on a technique that's actually from macrame. So we're going to make our ribbons into a cross. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. So the way that you need to think about these ribbons, whoops, sorry, I'm trying to keep the video up for you. The way that we're going to think about these ribbons are in letter forms. So we're going to do, this is A, B, C, and D. And the first time that we do this box braid knot, we are going to do it in a clockwise motion. So that is what we're going to start with. Okay, this is very easy, but it gets confusing, and that doesn't make a single bit of sense, but I'm going to make sure and let you really work with me. So I'll do it pretty slow a couple of times, and then I will stop and let you try it. So this is A, B, C, and D. The first thing you're going to do is take A, strand A, and put it over B. It's just a nice, simple little curve over B like this. Now we have strand B, and we're going to want to put it over A and C. So you're going to take this strand and put it over A and C. And I know that this is kind of in the way right here, but I'm trying to do the best that I can here. I don't have the the equipment here that makes it perfect. So trying to make it all work here. So we have strand B went over A and over C. Now we need to work on strand C. Strand C is going to go, guess what, over A and over D, like that. Okay, so you can kind of see how it has nice curves here. Now you're going to take the last strand, strand D, and you're going to put it through the first loop that was made from strand A. So you can see it right here. If you put it through there, then you can kind of see this neat knot looking thing. You can already see that it's going to be kind of a square knot. So now just go ahead and simply take all 4 strands and pull. So the ribbon is not something that is used to doing this knot necessarily. I think it's normally done with macrame or something that is a little easier to work with. But you can kind of see, if you get up close here, whoops, I gotta find the camera. This way, this way, this way, this way. Geesh, where is the camera? There it is. All right, so you can kind of see, how come I cannot find it? So sorry, folks. There we go. You can kind of see your nice 4-strand knot. So you can kind of see the square right there. See how it's in a square? All right, perfect. So now we're gonna go and do the same exact thing, just backwards. And if that scares you, there we go. See, it's nice. I should have just kept it on the table. It's nice and obvious right there. We're going to do the exact same thing, just backward. And that should not scare you. This was a pretty simple knot, so do not let it scare you. But we're going to go ahead and have our strands out like this, again, in a cross. Instead of going clockwise, this time we're going to go counterclockwise. So we're again going to think of our strands as strand A, B, C, and D. So we're going to do the exact same thing, just opposite. So we're going to take the strand A and we're going to lay it over strand B, like this. We're going to take strand B right here, and we're going to go over strand A and strand C, like so. And now we're going to take strand C, which is the one that's pointing toward us, and we're going to lay it over strand A and strand D. And then strand D, which is the one that was toward the right out here, we're going to take and we're going to put in the original loop that was made when we first started this whole thing. We first started looping strand A. So you're just going to slide it through right there. And again, you can kind of see that square pattern here in the knots. So go ahead and take all 4 strands again and just gently pull, and you are going to see the square appear. And there it is. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that nice little square appear. Awesome. Okay, so I would try to move it closer so that way you could see it better, but last time I couldn't find the darn camera, so I'm not going to try that again. All right, now we just do that clockwise and counterclockwise again and again until we decide we want the length of the braid that we want, like this. So the one thing that I did learn when I was doing this, that is a great way of making sure that you're doing the correct, because you know, if you get interrupted or something, which way do you do it? Well, here is an easy way to learn. If you look at the strand that is going up, so the one that is pointing up, which one, on which side is it? If it is on the right-hand side, like this one is, then you go you go clockwise. If it happens to be on the left-hand side and pointing up, which I'll show you here again in just a second, then you would go counterclockwise. So this one means that we go clockwise. So we're going to go strand A over strand B. Everything is over except for that loop. And then strand B is going to go over strand A and strand C. And then strand C is going to go over strand A and strand D, like that. And then this last strand, which was the one that was pointing toward the left here, is going to go right through this loop that we first started making, right through. And then again, like I said before, you can kind of see that square knot happening. Go ahead and take your strands and just pull them gently back in. And the great thing about the ribbon is it's pretty forgivable, so if one happens to pull stronger than the other or whatever, then it still works. So here we go. Have our little square knot there right here on top. You can see it looks pretty darn cool. All right, so now you can see that the strand is going up and it's on the left-hand side, which means we have to go counterclockwise. So we're gonna do it one more time, and then I'll go ahead and pause the video and do all of the knots, and then we'll come back and finish it together. So strand A is going to go over strand B. Strand B on this side is going to go over strand A and strand C. And then strand C is going to go over strand A and strand D. And then D is going to go into this initial loop right here that we first started making, right through, and then simply just pull all 4 strands tight. And you can see a little square knot appearing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pause. You can see that nice little square knot. I'm going to go ahead and pause and go ahead and do more knots, and then we're going to come back and finish together. Okay, so it's time to finish our box braid trading card bookmark. So I have done the box braid as far as I want. I definitely could go farther, but I think it's kind of fun to have some long ribbons on the top. Also, if you are doing your box braid with me, then you will find out that sometimes it's a little hard to start to discern where all the folds are when your ribbon starts to get a little shorter, because the ribbon kind of likes to curve over. If you were doing this with paracord or with macrame stuff, with macrame fibers, then it wouldn't be quite so bad. But with this, it kind of curves a little bit. But that's okay, because I really like kind of that top length on it. I think that's lots of fun. So it didn't end up quite as pretty as the first one that I did, which is kind of silly because you think that I would get better at it. Who knows? But I still think that it's really, really pretty. And I just love the fact that it's like an accordion. Burp, 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 burp. It just makes me smile. So simply, to finish this off, all we have to do is go ahead and take the 2 sides like this and make a knot, and then go ahead and make another knot. And really, that is just all that I've done. You can, put a bead up there at the top if you want, but I'm not sure how that's gonna fit into a book. You could do all sorts of things, but really simply, easily just putting a knot in there and making it so that way it just finishes off that box braid. That is the way that it works for me. So hopefully you have enjoyed these trading card box braid bookmarks. I think they're just a fun way to show you a different technique, and you never know, maybe next year or maybe this fall we'll do a macrame thing, and that sounds like lots of fun, because that would be fun to make a planter or something with this box braid. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you come and grab your kits today.